The jab is the most important punch in boxing, hands down. In this video, I'm going to explain the varieties of jabs. We're going to go over them and explain their uses as well.
Watch this.
Boxing.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay. In this video, I'm going to explain and go over all the different types of jabs and the variety of jabs and how to throw them briefly. It's not a technical video, but it is an idea just to give anybody watching, especially beginners, the uses of the jab in boxing. You don't have to know how to throw them just yet, but just to understand why and when they're used makes a lot of sense and helps with the learning of the sport. Okay, let's get straight into it, okay? So you got the classic jab, okay? Bam. That, essentially, obviously you're trying to score points against your opponent, but you're also gauging the distance, okay? Like if I want to know how far my other punches might land, or how far I have to step in, boom, I'm going to use that. It's the common straight jab. It's the most important punch for beginners to learn. Once you get that down, then you can start expanding on different types of jabs, which I'm going to explain right now. Okay, next one up is a jab called the flicker jab, okay? You're literally just flicking your arm like this, flicking it. So you're just flicking it, okay? What you're trying to do, trying to blind your opponent, okay? So flicking it takes a lot of area up when you flick your hand up like this. You don't use any energy really. It's just an arm wave like this, but really the real purpose is to bring these shots in, okay? Boom, boom. Tyson Fury does it excellently. Canelo Alvarez does it excellently, okay?
As well as taking away his energy and every right here, fade the jab. He didn't want to hit the jab, just faded him to get close enough and close the door with the kitchen sink.
He needs to stay away from the ropes. It's over. Tyson Fury has become the new WBC heavyweight champion.
Again, it doesn't require that much energy. You're just floating it out there and then stepping in, bing. Next one up. This one's called the up jab, all right? This really comes from the Philly shell position or the shoulder roll. You shoot the jab up like this, boom. It's a different trajectory. The mechanics are different. This is why the jab is so important, because you get different varieties from different angles, creating different rhythms, and they have different purposes, okay? The up jab is, like I said, from the shoulder roll position, comes up. It's a little harder to see. It's a stumpy, stabby jab. Shoot it to the chin. You can use it to set up other punches, but you can use it to back somebody off as well. And it's a great jab if you know how to master it. Next one is the double jab, okay? This is more of a dominating jab, okay? You want to use it to push your opponent's back. Boom, boom. Gaining real estate, okay? Obviously scoring points, but the second one can come in at a different velocity, okay? You can trick the speed. So if you're coming in and you shoot the first jab quite fast or a little bit slower, and the second one, boom, bam, bam. So it creates a little difference in speed and energy. So not to mention pushing your opponents back, like I said, and you know, gaining real estate, and it's a dominating jab, okay? Another type of jab is a jab called the corkscrew jab. I've seen it being named something else, but I've always known it as a corkscrew jab, meaning, okay, you're basically corkscrewing your arm across your shoulder like this, okay? And what that does is if you're coming and you have a straight shot coming at you, I'm dipping my head here, boom, the corkscrew goes in between the shot. excellent punch. The technique's a little more difficult. Boom. But you're catching them, boom, on the side of the knuckle. It's great if you're fighting longer fighters and you can't quite reach them and you're waiting for the shot. Boom. Their shot goes here, your shot goes there. Bam. Corkscrew jab. Another jab is just a straight power jab, okay? This is gonna be a bit meaner, all right? You gotta really sit down on this. And this is just, you know, proving your dominance, similar to the double jab, but single power jab. Is it real? You really want to let your opponent know you mean business, okay? It's a little meaner. You got to stick it in their face, and it can be hurtful. Sometimes it can even drop opponents, but it needs to be brought with a bit of energy, okay? You need to step in on it, boom, and really do damage with it. All right, another type of jab is a jab called the swivel jab, okay? It's a little combination in between a normal straight jab and a corkscrew jab, excuse me. It typically comes after maybe a combination, boom, boom, you're just swiveling, you swivel your shoulder, shuts down any attack coming from your opponent. Just swivel it. It doesn't have to be from there, it can be from anywhere, but boom, you're just shooting it, a lot of arm energy, boom, swivel, boom.
Here you see Bunny's come in with a jab, a right hand, and Triple G thought it was over, then all of a sudden, bing, there goes another jab.
He's up close. There you go. Yep. Straight right hand and left hook, both landing.
One more use of the jab is called a probe, okay? If I'm in distance like this and my opponent's here, I'm just gonna probe, okay? I'm just kind of, I can push them off balance, I can gauge my distance, I'm not using any energy, I'm just probing, using this for punching traffic, okay? Maybe trying to set this punch up.
Following it as he put Canelo Alvarez on the ropes and continuing that and using the very jab.
I'm just gonna keep probing, all right? You see Devin Haney do that quite a bit, he's very good at probing. Stevenson, all the top pros, they can use it for head control, right? Right? Probing jab. Then you have the classic jab going backwards, okay? Muhammad Ali was obviously the best at this. Bah, bah. And if you're a beginner watching this video thinking, how am I going to learn all these jabs? You don't have to learn them straight away. It's just good to know about them. So yeah, jab going backwards, the feet combining with your hands are so important. Boom, so you can get away defensively. If you're a little bit tired, you're running out of energy, but you're getting backed up, boom. Jab going backwards is a great weapon to have. One more jab is a jab to the stomach, okay? Boom. Now this is a great jab to keep your opponent off you. Obviously it can do a little bit of damage as well. Floyd Mayweather's an expert at this, Andre Ward, Shakur Stevenson, you know, some really great fighters that have somewhat mastered it. The technique and the rhythm is a little different because you're not trying to, like, you're almost stabbing, pushing. So pushing your opponent back.
Jab lands, now jab to the body. Jab to the body again.
Whilst hurting them. Sometimes it can be a powerful shot and you can end up really hurting your opponent.
Watch out for that left hook. And oh my! Oh, down goes Rosario from a jab to the body.
But that's another great jab to learn, buying you a bit of time. And that is it. You know, the jab is so versatile. There's so many different ways to throw it. You could even create your own one up, you know, like if you're at this distance here, boom, that technically is a jab. It just depends how you want to throw it. Get the arm working over time, get creative. You know, a little shovel uppercut, that's a jab, that's a jab. You know, it's an amazing punch, and if you are a beginner, it's the most important punch you should be learning right now to make you a better boxer. Thank you for watching Boxing on the Edge. Take care of yourself. I'll see you next week.